Hello traders, this is Blake Morrow and you are listening to the daily Roundup webinar. Hope everybody's having a great trading session. I'm actually listening to Governor Cuomo out of New York. The numbers that we're seeing out of New York are very encouraging, and it's actually helping the market recover. And we're approaching some pretty key resistance. Is that big 38% retracement that we've been talking about in the S&P? Notice we breached a small little downtrend line here. And, you've got to be aware that, a breakout above this like 2650 level, we could quite possibly rally to 2788, which is a 50% retracement. 2932 is a 618, and that's all doable. It's entirely possible. Now, one of the things, when you talk about like the FX response to this, if stocks continue to move higher, one of the things that I would expect is I'd expect to see some dollar weakness, because the dollar, remember, has been in demand as we've seen, the market see a little risk off, and so if it's risk on, quote unquote, then that might bring some dollar weakness in. So what I'd be watching for with the dollar index is this little support right through here that'll come in right around the 100.40 level. That should provoke some dollar selling, I would think. You look at the euro, and the euro is just trading so heavy, but we'd have to break above channel resistance here around 108.50, and then that might open up the dollar a little bit. Now you might also question, well, what happens to the dollar? Dollar yen, excuse me. Does the dollar yen continue to rally? What we've seen here is the dollar yen really stalled at key resistance around the 109.30 level. But if stocks continue to press higher, this dollar yen may not be able to go up. But we've seen the dollar yen go up even when there was risk off. So if there's risk on, could the dollar yen come down? We can't ignore the fact that the yen, it does take on attributes at times with risk on, risk off, like it used to. Stocks go down, yen strengthens. Stocks go up, yen weakens. But if this is more of a dollar story, we could end up seeing dollar yen weaken, which would be odd, because I know a lot of us wouldn't be expecting that necessarily, because it's not something that you see all the time. It would be weird, right? But it is entirely possible, and that's something that I think you gotta be watching. Also, one of the other things that I want to make sure that I told you guys is this false breakout in the U.S. dollar Mexican peso. Look, if stocks continue to go higher, the dollar Mexican peso is going to show a false breakout, and yeah, we are probably heading back down towards somewhere down here, 2350, 23, somewhere down in this neighborhood. So the dollar Mexican peso continues to leak lower, and I would expect that to continue as stocks stay well bid. Now, as you can see right here, we are probably on some pretty key support. I have it in blue. Okay, this is all pretty key support here. So we may bounce first and then head lower. That's entirely possible. Okay, but I think the dollar Mexican peso is one of those currencies that you have to keep on the radar if you want to know if stocks are going to continue to go up or stocks are going to go down. Obviously the dollar Mexican peso going higher would let us know that stocks are moving lower. And if the dollar Mexican peso is moving lower, that means that the stock market is probably headed higher. So that's one thing that I think you should probably pay pretty close attention to. Last thing I want to go over is the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar has had a nice little recovery. We've come up to trendline resistance. You might have remembered me talking about this little trend line today. We do have the RBA rate decision tonight. Even though they are expected to keep rates unchanged, the fact is that they are meeting. So, what can they say that could alter the strength that we're seeing in the Aussie, because the Aussie is strengthening. If we start to, hear some talk about negative rates, you know, quantitative easing, their version of quantitative easing, we could see the Aussie come under pressure. So just know that if you're trading anything Aussie related, the RBA rate decision is tonight, and that is something that, you know, that is that should be on your radar going into this evening in Asian trade. Okay, all right, and guys and gals, I know you guys are all ForexAnalytix subscribers because you're listening to me live right now. But for those of you that are listening on YouTube after the fact, remember, if you want to listen to this live when we broadcast, make sure you join ForexAnalytix. It's only $1 for 10 days. And then when you do that, you'll get the premium version to try out. And it doesn't matter what version you decide to go with in the future, you'll still be able to listen to this webinar. So thanks everybody for tuning in. I will see you guys in the chat rooms for those of you that are members, premium members, and I'll see the rest of you on the Face webinar tomorrow morning. Thanks.